Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 5 in the series between Root and EG. We have Root spawning as the, Root Catz spawning as the yellow Zerg, meanwhile we have Root Drewbie spawning as the blue Terran, and together they're green. Meanwhile, they're facing against EG StrifeCro spawning as the red Zerg, and EG Axslav spawning as the light blue Protoss. I think those combined make purple. I'm not 100% sure, but that is the reason behind these colors over here. Now, some of you guys may be asking me, hey, what's the score? This is game 5, so what's the score right now? Who's leading in this series? I honestly cannot tell you because those games, at the time that I am casting this, have not been played yet. So yeah, these players decided to schedule the 2v2s first. So I don't even know if these games will even matter, to be honest. If one of the teams are able to win 4-0 in the 1v1 stage, Game 5 may just be, icing on the cake, being able to watch this game and knowing that it doesn't even really matter at all. So now back over here, we now see EG Axslav setting up a proxy 10 gate, and we may get another proxy 10 gate as well. So it may be dual zealots coming out of here. This seems to be a pretty common strategy right now, as we now see EG StrifeCro also going for that early spawning pool and extractor. So we should be seeing a lot of zealots and zerglings moving out in just a moment. Root Drewbie is getting up a barracks over here, and he needs to be very, very careful. One of the things that I do like what he's doing right now is he's making it so that it's very difficult to try to engage inside the mineral line, and so any Marines will be, or a smaller number of Marines will be able to fend off a larger number of Zerglings and Zealots. As we now see, a drone has done some scouting, and yeah, the drone has scouted out and did see that there are 2 gateways currently being positioned down over there. We may get a spine crawler, or we should be getting a spine crawler coming online in just a moment. And I don't understand why he's still mining gas. Right now he needs more minerals, needs to try to get a queen and try to get into this game. Yeah, he's deciding to finally pull off some of those units off of gas. Zergling's now just hanging around over here. And now after he gets up to 100 gas, maybe he should pull it off. No, still mining gas. I do not know why Catz is doing that right now, as Zerglings are going to be coming in from EG StrifeCro. So StrifeCro does have a lot of Zerglings. Metabolic boost is not being researched right now, as he's trying to save up those minerals for more drones and more units. A queen should be coming out in just a moment, as there are also some zealots as well. So Root now trying to fight back against this army here. Drones now coming around, able to get a decent surround onto that one zealot. The zealot will go down, but not after taking down a couple of drones first. Able to take down, I believe, 3 drones, and now in comes a queen as well. So the queen is going to try to fight back against these units over here. Now able to take down that one scouting probe. Drones and zealots now trying to just continue to swarm into this location here, as the Zerglings of Catz are trying to hold off against this army here. Now we do see one lone Marine trying to make its way out. It will get easily taken down, and Root Catz is in trouble with this one queen and only a couple Zerglings left. One Marine now trying to run away. That Marine will get picked apart by those Zerglings. Down it goes. But there is a decent number of Zerglings over here trying to get some spawn larva in as well. Zerglings now trying to fight back. 2 zealots will be laying waste in just a moment, trying to charge in as well, as that one queen now able to just get a decent fight and a decent flank there. But the zealots are dealing a lot of damage towards that queen. The queen is in trouble. An additional queen needs to be trained up. That one zealot, however, are not focusing on the queen. The queen needs to back off, and the queen does get taken down, so that is going to be a problem, as those Zerglings are still continuing to swarm here. A lot of Zerglings just surrounding into this location, able to finish off the last of the drones. More Zerglings now being trained, and now these Marines, or now Hellions, now making their way out. So Root Drewbie now coming out with Hellions, and those Hellions may be able to get a lot of damage off very, very easily, because there are only zealots. So with only zealots, those Hellions and Zerglings, those Hellions are going to be able to do a lot of torching very, very early on, trying to get all of those units to line up. And now with the help of some of those Zerglings as well, Catz should be able to fend off the rest of these zealots very, very easily. The Hellions are the main DPS in this army, getting a lot of damage off very, very early on, able to get off a lot of kills with those units. Zealots now trying to come in, trying to deal more damage, and still beautifully microed. And so Drewbie did not leave his partner to die, and was somehow able to get these 4 Hellions out, and these Hellions are going to be the death of this whole entire attacking force here. We do see more Zealots and Stalkers now being trained up over here, more Hellions now being trained, as Zergling's going to try to run it straight into the base here. There are a lot of Marines, there is a reactor here, and now in come a couple of those Zerglings. SCVs now coming in as well, able to get off some damage, and I believe those Hellions are going to be able to simply finish that off. 4 Hellions going to torch one of those Zealots once again. Down goes that Zealot, or there it goes, down it goes. But now we should be seeing some Stalkers coming out in just a moment as well, as the Hellions are now trying to go after those Zerglings. Zerglings trying to run away, and now the bases are pretty sparse here. So Axslav is going to be in trouble. No, the Hellions decide to turn back around. There is one Stalker coming back the other side. So the Hellions need to perhaps get into the main base. Either base will be very, very efficient. And now the Stalkers will be able to get off one or perhaps 3-4 attacks onto that group of Hellions. And now more Hellions coming in. This one Marine should be able to, or the Marines and the Hellion should be able to deal enough damage towards that Stalker, take it down, and if it's able to take down the Stalker, going after the Pylon instead, that's going to be a problem, as a second one will be coming in just a moment. More Hellions coming in. The Hellions are not that strong against Stalkers, but with sheer numbers, able to win out, perhaps trying to deal more damage towards this one Pylon here. If that Pylon does get taken down, both of these gateways will not be powered, but more Zerglings now coming in will perhaps be able to get a decent surround here. A lot of Hellions torching so many of those units. Hellions now trying to back off once again, trying to make sure that those Zerglings are not able to get a very, very strong surround, finishing off many of those Zerglings as we have some Marauders over here. So the Hellions now trying to run back in. We do have a couple of Marauders in play. The Marauders do not have concussive shells, so that is going to be a problem. Now trying to deal some damage towards some of those Stalkers. Stalkers are getting torched a little bit, and one Marauder getting picked apart by those Zerglings. And now the Hellions backing off once again, and now we have some Zerglings over here as well. These Zerglings going to try to swarm in. Will not be able to get that much damage. Perhaps this supply depot should be raised. SCVs need to turn back around, try to deal some damage. One idle mule, so that is never a pretty sight for a Terran player. Hellions now simply swarming back in, able to finish off many of those Zerglings, and now more Zerglings getting cleaned up once again. Army-wise, production-wise, so much stuff, so many things are currently being trained as this group of Stalkers and Sentries now walking straight into the base, trying to take down the Queen, able to take it down. But now, once these gateways, warp gates are taken down, Axslav is going to be limited to only 2-gate production. Back over here, I don't see any additional pylons, so all these Stalkers being trapped on the far side of the field is going to be a very, very bad sign indeed. And we now see Catz currently sitting on only an Overlord, so he's not going to be able to rebuild his army at all. We now also see a couple Marauders and Hellions on just sitting outside this front door. Perhaps some SCVs should be able to come out and repair this Hellion army, and now trying to take down some of those sentries, now able to get some damage as well. Marauders now trying to come in as well. Marauders should try to focus onto those Stalkers, Hellions onto those Zerglings, and now doing a great job there. Stalkers are now trying to focus onto those Marauders. Marauders are dealing a lot of damage, and more Zerglings still swarming through. These 4 Hellions are not going to be able to deal all too much. Marauders now trying to run back up onto this ramp over here. These units need to come back together, but there are so many Stalkers coming in from EG, and now EG able to deal a lot of damage towards Root, Drewbie, Stalkers, and these units are being forced to pull back, and Root says GG. So yeah, a very fast game. Based upon the amount of talking I was doing, I would have thought that this game was longer, but yeah, a really fast-paced game here on Monolith Ridge. A proxy 10 gate, or proxy 2 10 gates, opening up, doing a lot of damage. Root Drewbie, or the team Root, was able to respond very, very easily, and just got some Hellions to deal with a lot of those Zealots and a lot of those Zerglings. However, as soon as those Stalkers came out, the momentum completely shifted back in favor of Team EG. So EG was able to continue to just use those Stalkers and press that advantage. The only questionable thing that I saw from Catz was why, after he scouted out the dual 10 gate, why he did not just stop mining gas and instead just try to train up some spine crawlers and be a little bit more defensive. He spent 100 minerals and 100 gas on that metabolic boost, and that metabolic boost, I don't think it really gave him, it wasn't as bestly used resource as I would have liked to see. If he had gotten a Queen out earlier, gotten more larva production, gotten one spine crawler, and then being able to save, get also more minerals, as well as he wasn't mining gas, that 100 gas, it would have changed the course of the game, perhaps would have delayed how quickly he went down, and then those Hellions would have come back in and finished off, and he wouldn't have lost nearly as much as he did by the times that Hellions came out. I think that was the one bad decision coming in from Root Catz. I don't play Zerg, so I do not know everything there is to know about Zerg, and also 2v2, things may just go out the window anyways, as things do get changed up a lot. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 2v2 replay, Game 5 in this Best of 7 series. Like I said, I don't know the current score, so this game may not matter, but I have a very, very difficult time trying to believe that Root or EG would be able to take a 4-0 lead in any of the 4 1v1 matches. here for the Machinima Realm Invitational. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope to see you guys on Battle.net. And I also have Game 6 as well. It is going to be on Arid Wastes.